For my learning material assignment, I created a game called Loni's Pizzeria, where we talk about math and fractions for 8-year-olds. The goal of the Pizzeria game is to engage a child's math and critical thinking skills in order to problem solve, while also working together in order to serve pizza and have fun. Here are some pictures of the game setup. Each pizza is cut into different fraction slices. Let's watch the game in action. In order to play this game, you pull an order card and take it to your server. The server will then provide the correct amount of pizza based on your order. When the order is filled, then the customer goes home happy. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I'd like to order 1/8 of a meat lover pizza and 1/2 of a pepperoni pizza. Will you do that for me, please?
Sure. 1/8 meat lovers. 1/2. Order up.
Thank you so much. Great job. Okay. What will we have next? I'd like 1/4 of a veggie pizza and 6/8 of a meat lover pizza. Can I have that, please?
Sure thing. 1/4 of a veggie and 6/8 of a meat lover. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Order up.
Thank you. That's perfect. So I have a question for you. When we look at the veggie pizza and the meat lovers pizza, can you make the amount of veggie pizza out of these meat lover pizza slices?
Sure. It's 2.
2. So what do you notice? You notice that 1/4
is 2/8.
Right, so that's the same thing. Great job. Can I have some more pizza?
Sure.
For my last order, I'd like 1 cheese pizza and 3/3 of a Hawaiian pizza. Can I have that, please?
Sure thing. We've got 1 cheese and 1, 2, 3/3 of a Hawaiian. Order up.
Thank you. Now, what do you notice about these 2 pizzas?
They're the same size.
They're the same size, which means that 3/3 is the same as
1 pizza.
Exactly. Great job. Now that we know how our learning material works, let's talk about child development and how the pizzeria engages all aspects of development. There are 5 types of child development I'll be talking about today: physical, cognitive, language, and socio-emotional development. The 5th, cultural identity development, is a little different than these 4, so we'll address this as its own section. When a child turns 7 or 8, a secondary surge of physical coordination occurs. They start refining gross motor skills like jumping and running. They're starting to understand some of the complexities of fine motor skills like writing and hand games. At this age, children are also growing a greater need for physical independence. This is also the time where children may start complaining about growing pains as they become more aware of their bodies. Instead of gross motor skills, this activity is designed to refine a child's fine motor skills and body awareness. To create the game, they have to draw, cut, and write. They must also use their spatial awareness to draw within a particular size constraint. Additionally, both grip and hand-eye coordination play an integral part in playing the game. At 8, the major cognitive milestones are the expansion of attention spans and problem solving. With this increased attention span, children will start to develop hobbies and collect things that continue to draw their interest. They also start to read more for pleasure and content. With logic and problem solving, a child should know the days of the weeks and months of the year in order. They can count forward and backward and are learning or understand fractions. This game engages a child's problem-solving skills through fractions and patterns, and noting the similarities and differences of pizza slices numerically. The activity also aids in reading comprehension by challenging children to read and understand the fractions on the order ticket. At 8, a child continues to develop more complex language skills. In addition to a larger vocabulary, children at this age learn more about pronunciation and should be able to follow more commands in a row. Children will also learn that words have more than one meaning and can comprehend jokes and puns. Reading comprehension will increase as it becomes more for pleasure and content than about learning. You'll notice that the language and comprehension developmental stages seem to overlap, and that's because they do. There can be no language development without cognitive development, and vice versa. When children start primary school, peer acceptance starts to become the focus of their socio-emotional development. Self-esteem starts to build and develop, and peer support has a lasting impact on a child as they grow. Cooperation and sharing become important to gain and maintain friendship, and games and competition rank and place them into different social circles. Children enjoy make-believe and creative play to process what they encounter in life, and at this age, children are trying to figure out what is socially, morally, and culturally acceptable. Part of socio-emotional development is recognizing how culture plays an integral part in how we interact and perform with others. This game is all about working together to play, and it's important for future interactions. Playing together also engages language and cognitive skills, and treating the people that we interact with respect and sincerity. Dr. Xinyun Chen says, cultural norms and values may affect the display and significance of children's socio-emotional functioning. Let's take a deeper look at how a child is impacted by culture and how their identity can either thrive or starve during their formative years. Though they may not fully grasp the concept of culture, 8-year-olds understand the differences between themselves and others, as well as knowing that the home lives of other children are different than their own. It's around this age that children will also notice that there is a dominant culture and wonder how and why it works the way it does. In this time of critical thinking development, children at this age are starting to understand the concepts of cultural continuity and discontinuity, and looking for ways to make any perceived injustice right. Historically, food and meal sharing are an intimate form of culture sharing. Food is a focal point of culture, as is how we interact with our servers and provide service for others. And, though you may not think about it initially, math is something that transcends cultural boundaries. How? Well, because it's the same in every country.